Today, I want to talk about well-being, specifically mental well-being. When we talk about mental health, it conjures up images about, this is about depression or anxiety, but really it is more than that. We perceive reality through our mind. And so when we are mentally not okay, it affects every dimension of our existence, from our physical health to our capacities, to our ability to function in the world. Sadly, research is telling us that there are three significant concerning trends on mental well-being. The first is that overall mental well-being, which has been declining for well over a decade now and plummeted during the pandemic, has really not shown signs of recovery. More significantly, young adults are 3 to 5 times worse off than older generations. The second trend is that of the impact on the social self. The social self is how we see ourselves in relation to others, our ability to form positive relationships, to be able to function. And that has experienced the highest drop between the older generations and the younger generations. And the third trend is the erosion of family relationships and close friendships. Again, unfortunately, younger adults are half as likely to be close to their families and 3 times more likely to not get along with family members at all compared to their grandparents' generation. Why this matters is because the risk of mental health is 10 times higher for those that are not close to their families or don't have close friendships compared to those that do. Unfortunately, this is a widespread global phenomenon. It's affected North America and Europe and those that we see as more individualistic cultures, a bit more perhaps than like Latin American cultures that are more collectivist, but the decline is widespread and it's global. So what got us here? While it's hard to be able to pinpoint to every specific cause, I can probably point to 3 major ones. The first is an increase in individualism that's been taking hold for perhaps 5 or 6 decades at this point in the more affluent, developed world, but then spreading more broadly. And this move has been propagated by migration to larger cities, for instance, but also it is this kind of more individualistic culture that has contributed to an impact on the social self. Second, money as the measure of all progress. And that results in many of us that work experiencing higher and higher levels of stress, the stress to be able to deliver a quarter, to be able to exceed expectations of investors. And that stress, unfortunately, seeps into every dimension of our lives and affects it. And third, the digital revolution. The smartphone, which ostensibly connected us to people all around the world and gave us the convenience to press a button and get our groceries, on the other hand, has reduced our need to be with other people in person and has created a more sedentary lifestyle, thus causing greater mental illness. So the question is, what do we do about these very concerning trends? Someone very wisely said, measure what you treasure. Until recently, there was no really comprehensive ability to understand our capacities and mental well-being. This is why I joined the board of Sapien Labs, which is a not-for-profit neuroscience-based organization that has deeply committed itself to understanding the human brain and mind. Their scientists studied all existing assessments, 145 of them around the world, before creating the Mental Health Quotient, or the MHQ, which is the most comprehensive, scientifically validated measure of our overall well-being. This assessment has now been taken by over 1 million people around the world. And this is what I would say is the first step in getting better. Let's begin to measure. Go ahead and take the MHQ. It's 15 minutes, easy to complete, entirely anonymous. And then share it with others that might benefit, because just by taking the MHQ and getting a report, it gives you the ability to begin to take agency over your own well-being. Go ahead, take the MHQ and share it with others.